What's up, everybody? Kelp here, and it is finally here. Oh my gosh. It is March 27th, and we got the news. We got a 40-minute video to watch. We know nothing about this update, but we're going to learn it right now. So pumped. Let's freaking go.
I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Welcome to GGG Live. Well, it's been a little over 3 months since we launched Early Access, so it's about time for our first major content update. Today, we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt, which launches on April 4th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's livestream, so make sure you follow the instructions below in order to claim your Executioner's Guillotine finisher effect. Now in today's stream, we're going to take you on a deep dive into the new Dawn of the Hunt update. We'll cover a new class, 5 new Ascendancy classes, and huge expansions on character systems.
All right, looks like only one new class. Only one new class. What's up, Stefano? I'm ready, man. I don't know anything. This is my first glimpse of it. I was at work all day, and we're here to listen and learn.
After that, it's on to the endgame improvements.
Oh, heck yeah, endgame improvements. Let's go.
A bunch of new encounters and lots of other content. We're going to finish up today with a live Q&A session where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile 2's game directors, myself and Mark, your questions from Twitch chat. Now we have a lot to cover today.
Nice, thanks, Stefano.
Let's get started with a trailer for Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt.
We as Mary are guided by the Spirit. It provides prey, shelter, even love. But for me, one day, all that were changed. The Spirit, it showed me something. Something forbidden. And to defend all I loved, I used it. I lost everything that day. But fate weren't finished with me yet. I'll right the wrongs I've done. I'll do what I must, no matter the cost.
Oh, snap.
I will hear the Spirit once more.
Dude, that gameplay looks good. What? You get mounts? What? $25 new skills. As Mary and Wisp, Rogue Exiles.
I shall bathe in your blood.
100 plus support gems. 100 uniques? Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. What is going on here? What? It's like they made a whole new game. What the heck? 12 p.m. April 4th PDT. April 4th.
As you can see, in Dawn of the Hunt, we're
Holy crap, that's
the
next
first
week.
new class since early access to PoE 2, the Huntress. The Huntress is a spear-wielding Asmeri warrior. Born into a society with strict traditions, she was exiled from her homeland after using the power of a skill gem to defend her village. As a dexterous spear user, she specializes in both melee and ranged combat, dashing into and out of battle. Spears have extended range and a short dash, but unlike other melee weapons, you can also throw them. In order to make a hybrid ranged and melee character work, we had to do a lot of thinking about ways to make it fun to both enter and exit melee range. The first skill you will get as a huntress is Whirling Slash. As well as striking in a circle around you, this skill creates a whirlwind that blinds your enemies. Leaving the whirlwind will make it explode. The more Whirling Slash is used, the
Yeah, we
bigger
know
the
about that
whirlwind
one.
and the bigger the explosion. Once you're out of there, you'll want to follow up with something ranged. Whip your spear around to shoot twisters towards your foes. These twisters bounce off walls and can hit enemies multiple times. You can also throw twisters inside a whirlwind to shoot out extra tornadoes that do way more damage.
Dude, that's sick.
In her offhand, the Huntress will usually want to hold a buckler, which allows you to do a new skill, Parry. While holding down Parry, your character will counterattack any incoming attack from monsters near you, stunning them. In addition, the monsters will take extra attack damage from your follow-up strike. Some specific skills are designed to be used after a parry and have extra effects. Disengage is a skill that does a quick jump back, damaging enemies in front of you, and it can be used to interrupt other actions.
Dude, this class
like
looks
dodge
fun.
roll. If you use it against a parried enemy, though,
Fun to
it
level
causes an
with.
explosion and gives you a frenzy charge. Just be careful. If you parry too much, you're going to get stunned and possibly killed. You can combine this combo with Whirling Slash. Slash, parry, disengage, and you'll get an explosion from the disengage and the Whirling Slash. The Huntress also has a variety of elemental spear throw attacks.
Oh, that's sick.
You could use lightning spear
That's gonna
to bounce
scale.
lightning between your foes. Or you could throw explosive spears into the ground. These spears take a while to detonate, but when they do, they'll incinerate anyone caught in the blast. All spear throws on the Huntress can also be empowered by frenzy charges. For example, explosive spears
it's like
will
a
do
monk.
an even larger explosion and leave fire on the ground. And these empowered versions can activate even more combos. Using Whirling Slash over ground fire will suck it into the whirlwind, adding fire to the explosion.
Huh.
Using twisters inside a fire whirlwind will shoot out fire tornadoes as well.
No
And you can
way.
do similar combos
What?
with ice and lightning too.
That's
Now, a key
crazy.
aspect of hunting is exhausting your foes by causing blood loss. This skill is Rake, which dashes towards your target and unleashes a deadly slash, opening up wounds on your enemies. Follow up with Disengage and watch them bleed out as they run towards you. On the health bar of monsters, you can see how much blood loss the enemy has experienced, and the Huntress has skills to take advantage of this. For example, using Blood Hunt will thrust forward and cause a bloody explosion.
Wow.
The more blood loss, the bigger the explosion. If you want to cause bigger bleeds, try out Rapid Assault. The final hit of this multi-hit combo will stick a spear into your enemy for a big bleed. Now, Explosive Spear and Rapid Assault both result in leaving spears
Dude, look at that
behind,
new
either on the
mob.
ground
That mob
or
looks
in enemies.
crazy.
But there are other skills that leave spears around too, like Storm Lance, that leaves an electrical spear that arcs towards enemies. But what can you do with all these spears? Detonate them, of course. Thunderous Leap will allow you to jump onto and explode any spears either in the ground or in your enemies.
What?
Now, as well as hunting animals, the Huntress also has the ability to work with them. While fighting any beast, you have the ability to tame it and use it as a companion. You can only have one companion at a time, but it will keep the mods that were on it. Try to find a
What?
rare beast with good mods to take full advantage of your ability to tame them.
No way. That looks so cool.
Now, this is just the beginning of the Huntress. We've really tried to make the hybrid ranged and melee gameplay work for this class by having a huge amount of synergy between ranged and melee options.
What's
There are
up,
22
Demon?
new skills available for the Huntress.
Dude, the Huntress looks
By Endgame, you'll be
crazy.
swinging hundreds of insanely powerful spears, sending forth spirit animals and summoning the might of Solaris from the sky.
I want to see the
We still
Ascendancy.
haven't talked about Ascendancy classes yet.
That's funny.
What can the Huntress ascend into? Well, the first Ascension class you could choose is the Ritualist.
All right.
The Ritualist has embraced the darker side of his merry traditions by harnessing the power of animal sacrifice and plague. The Corrupted Life Force skill causes all enemies around you to grow volatile blood boils on their skin. When those enemies are slain, the boils will burst, spreading corrupted blood to all enemies around them. The Ritualist also excels in taking advantage of magical trinkets. The Unfurled Finger
What?
skill allows you to equip an additional ring on a finger around your neck.
What?
Taking Mystic Attunement increases the bonuses of all the rings and amulets you have equipped. Now, this is one of my favorites. As the Whispers Ask grants you a new skill, Ritual Sacrifice. Use the skill on the corpses of slain rare monsters to absorb the power in their blood to give you one of their modifiers for a short time. Specialize further into ritualistic sacrifice with As
This
the
looks
Whispers Demand,
crazy.
which allows you to perform that skill on yourself instead of a corpse. Cut your own hand, sacrificing some of your own blood to empower yourself. The Amazon Ascension is for those looking to hunt more than just beasts. Trained as an elite guard to the most important Asmeri elders, the Amazon will use more traditional fighting techniques mastered to perfection. The Predatory Instinct skill will cause you to reveal weaknesses in the defenses of rare and unique enemies, causing you to deal more damage. You can see those weak spots represented on their life bars. While using elemental
They gotta nerf
infusion,
ingenuity.
any charges you consume
There's no
will
way.
infuse your weapon with elemental power, causing any projectile attacks to explode on impact.
That'd be nuts.
The critical strike skill is as simple as it sounds. It takes your excess accuracy and gives it to you as critical strike chance.
We'll probably lower the percentage.
Additionally, you have skills like Mystic Harvest, which allows your elemental damage to leech life, and Asmeri Brew to be able to use either flask to restore both life and mana.
Oh, dang. That's kind of
So
cool.
those are the two new ascendancies for the Huntress. But those are not the only ascendancies.
Oh my
in the
gosh.
hunt.
That
That is a new
ascendancy is
ascension class for
crazy,
free of the
Berto.
existing
Demon,
classes
that is
too.
absolutely insane. The Ritualist
First
is
up, for our warriors
crazy.
out there, we have the Smith
Oh
of
my
Catan.
gosh.
The warrior is a blacksmith in origin, taught by his father Renly.
I'm doing good,
With
man.
this
Doing
ascension,
good.
You can take your smithing skills to new heights by embracing power from
How you
the
doing?
insatiable one himself, Kitava. Smiths of Kitava are master blacksmiths and have the ability to forge their weapon, quite literally. Using the Against the Anvil notable skill, you can enhance your weapon with fiery destruction before any battle. After doing so, your attacks will release explosions on
Warriors
for
waste of
maximum
time.
devastation. You can also use the power of Kitava to summon an animated copy of your weapon to fight alongside you. A great blacksmith can do more than just forging their weapon, though. Their armor can be enhanced too. Now, you might think this Ascendancy class tree looks a little abnormal, and you're right. There's a lot of notable skills.
Whoa,
all
whoa,
disconnected
whoa.
at the
Yeah,
bottom.
what's going on there?
By taking this point here, which is free to assign, your character is unable to equip body armors with mods of any kind. So your body armor must be normal. Sounds like a downside, right? Except now in true blacksmith fashion, you get to craft your own body armor by taking those disconnected
What?
notables with your points. If you want your body armor to grant life, take this notable. If you want resistances, take this one. There's so many choices. Think of it like you're crafting your own body armor, just in a more literal sense.
That's kind of cool,
Let's move
though.
on to those who prefer the reassuring feel of a crossbow in their hands, the mercenary. Alongside the existing Ascension classes, the Gemling Legionnaire and the Witch Hunter, you can now play as the Tactician. The Tactician is a former Blackguard elite.
Okay, let's see this.
Free from the duties of a Blackguard, he is able to use his training to decimate the monsters of Rayclast and earn a healthy income doing so. This training comes in the form of various skills like Suppressing Fire, which causes all projectiles to pin enemies. When combined with the Right Where We Want Them notable, your pin not only stops your enemies from moving, but stops them from performing actions too, similar to
Wow.
freeze. With a soldier's training, the Tactician also works well cooperatively. Using the Whoever Pays Best notable, you can place multiple banners at once. The Watch How We Do It skill gives a portion of your weapon's damage to your allies as well. But if that isn't enough, you can also command your army of off-screen archers to unleash hell and carpet an entire area with arrows. Finally, witch players will be able to join their legions by
Okay,
becoming
I don't know
undead
about that
themselves.
Tactician.
In Dawn of the Hunt, we're introducing the Lich Ascension class.
Ooh, the Lich.
The Lich is a master of chaos and curses and could sacrifice her life to enhance her energy shield. The Crystalline Phylactery skill allows you to nominate a jewel in which to contain part of your soul, massively increasing its power.
What?
There's just one downside to splitting your soul this way, though. If you have no energy shield, your mana costs will shoot up. The Necromantic Conduit skill causes you and allies in your presence to have unholy might, granting extra damage as chaos damage. Rupture the Soul makes enemies you curse explode with chaos damage when slain.
Dude, this looks
Dominion over Flesh
crazy.
allows you to apply an additional curse. It's safe to say you'll be the true master of the occult by choosing the Lich class. So Dawn of the Hunt has the Huntress and 5 new
Wow.
Ascension classes, but it doesn't end there. Let's take a look at some of the new skills with it. Now,
Wow.
you may remember we've previously talked about the Raise Spectre skill. It's finally complete, and it will be made available in the upcoming expansion. It can be found in the
Wow.
occult skills on the skill gem crafting panel. Raise Spectre is a skill that allows you to trap the soul of almost any monster in the game,
Oh, wow. That's dope.
which you can then summon in the skill panel. Spectres cost spirit and will revive automatically if they die, but the spirit cost varies based on the power of the monster. You could summon an army of weaker monsters, or a few of the more powerful monsters. You can combine them with your existing skeleton minions, or summon exclusively Spectres. It's all up to you and how you want to customize your army of the undead.
Dang.
Given that there are
That's
hundreds
cool.
upon hundreds of monster variants in Path of Exile 2, it's safe to say you'll be experimenting with this one for a while. We look forward to seeing which monsters serve you best. Now let's move on to our next skill. Since we've been talking about summoning undead so much, let's have a change of pace and summon something a little more alive. In Dawn of the Hunt, we're adding the Summon Rower skill. Summon your friendly rower to aid you in combat as a minion. You can also mount your rower in combat at
No,
any time,
just the
allowing you to
jump
move
or
at full
the
speed, even while shooting arrows or throwing spears.
no, not the mercenary. They just
If you
showed.
take too much damage while riding your mount, you can be knocked off and get overwhelmed. It's worth keeping an eye on your stagger bar, as falling off the mount can mean almost certain death. On the topic of new ways to enhance your character, let's talk about support gems. Support gems are used to modify your skill gems in meaningful and interesting ways. Currently, we feel that a lot of builds have insufficient options here. To alleviate this, we're adding over 100 new support gems.
100 new support
Healer
gems.
crystals will enable a new kind
Holy
of bleed,
crap.
turning the damage over time you would have done into explosive Vile crystals. Alignment is a support gem for bow attacks, which can reward skilled players with good positional skills. Caltrops will allow you
What?
to litter the battlefield with hazards,
That's
slowing your
insane.
foes
That's
as you fling spears through
insane.
their ranks. But there's plenty more for every playstyle, such as Enormity,
Oh, look at the
Unsteady
size
tempo.
of your minions.
Profanity, Retaliate,
Wow. That's dope.
Syzygy. Yep, that's a real word.
Syzygy.
And many more. Now, we've talked
Holy
about a
crap.
new class, new ascendancy classes, new skills, and new support gems. But let's not forget about the core of a true action RPG, the items. To start with, let's talk about uniques. We're adding over 100 new unique items.
Jesus.
This time, we've made sure to add
What?
uniques with a focus on mid and endgame tiers to make sure there are more exciting items to find for higher level characters. Let's look at some examples. Embrace your inner devil with Chernobog's Pillar. It grants you a large amount of fire damage based on your block chance. The Coming Calamity allows you to become a true master of the elements, granting you all 3 elemental herald skills without costing any spirit. At the same time, it penalizes enemy resistances. Wastegate is a belt useful for builds using a single resource like Blood Magic or Archmage builds. With this belt, you can use 2 life flasks or 2 mana flasks. It's up to you. Now, we could go through these all day, but we'll leave most of them for you to discover.
That's kind of cool.
Suffice to say, though, we want there to be way more cool things to find. Over time, our goal is to add a unique to every single base item type at a minimum, so that you can chance any base in the game. Now, given that we have the Huntress, we have a set of unique spears from early game all the way through the end game as well. One example is Scyther's Spear, which combines bleed and fire in a powerful way. It allows
the
your ignite
Huntress
to be
looks
aggravated,
really
doing
good, guys.
substantially more damage.
I think I might have to play a
We're
Huntress.
also introducing a suite of unique bucklers with some interesting parry mechanics. Kalgyra's Arc, for example, allows you to parry projectiles from any distance. And we're also adding our first unique charms. Bayra's Anguish will not only protect you from Ignite, but will also emit a devastating fire nova whenever you do get ignited. In sum, there's just a ton of new uniques to find. We can't wait to see the weird and broken builds that come out of it. Now, we also want to talk about crafting options.
Uh-oh.
In each major update during early access, we'll be continuing to add and improve the options here. We have various new crafting tools that have been added as rewards to many of the different types of new content that we're adding. But for now, I just want to mention the changes to runes. Runes add commonly available mods, but since they only have one tier, flat damage mods tend to get outclassed by endgame. So we've changed runes to have multiple tiers, allowing you to get higher tier
Oh,
mods than before.
sick. Greater. Oh,
Plan is to
that's so cool.
significantly expand the number of more specialized mods for crafting using socketables as we add new content over time. And the first new set of those comes from what we're talking about next.
When did they say they're going to
Dawn
release
of the
that
Hunt,
demon?
We're adding Asmerian wisps, which can be found throughout both the campaign and the endgame.
What do the wisps do?
The Asmeri spirit has made itself present
Asmerian
in Raycroft,
wisp.
and it appears to be trying to warn.
Next
or
week?
maybe
Isn't that when it
prepare us for the
releases?
coming darkness. You will first encounter a manifestation of it in the Grellwood in Act 1, where you'll meet Delwyn, an Asmeri hunter who is trying to find out what exactly is causing the spirit to behave this way. As you approach the wisp, it will flee, leading you past monsters. Any monsters it comes into contact with are infused by it, making them more powerful. Each spirit is associated with a specific revered animal within Asmeri culture. This one is a wisp of the Great Bear, and grants enemies extra life and stun. The wisp moves faster the closer you are.
Okay.
As you move away, they slow down to wait for you. But if you get too far away for too long, they'll dissipate and return to the woods.
So you got to catch them.
As you
It's like a
continue to
Pokemon.
chase the wisp, it will find and possess a rare or unique monster, granting it a new powerful ability. Because this was a wisp of the Great Bear, this monster
Dude, I
also
love the
has
thing that
increased
you
life
could
and stun.
summon
On top
something.
of that, it will periodically summon a large
Bro, you
spectral
could
bear
summon
that slams with
something.
Wild fury.
And you get an extra ring.
If you're able to
What?
defeat this foe, you will be rewarded.
What?
For each monster that was infused and killed along the way, the rewards will be increased. Each wisp has its own mechanic.
What is the rewards?
The wisp of the Winter Owl is a primal wisp that causes enemies to deal extra cold damage, gain energy shield, and release wind vortices on death. When infusing a monster, they will call down large tornadoes to protect their host. The wisp of the Wild Cat is a vivid wisp that causes affected monsters
Oh,
to
currency?
unlock critical
Okay.
strikes and become more evasive. When it infuses a monster, it will summon a barrage of feline spirits that will attempt to tear you limb from limb. If you're lucky, you may even find sacred wisps.
Dude, I'm
that
thinking
can
the
do some really
same
crazy
thing
things
right
to the
now.
monsters they influence. Like the wisp of the Cunning Fox, which turns normal monsters into magics, magic monsters into rares, and rare monsters into actual bosses.
Oh, rare monsters into bosses? That's so
Asmerian
sick.
wisps can drop a new set of socketable items that allow you to craft a wide range of interesting new mods onto your items. Each one may only be used on a specific item.
Let's all be huntresses.
As mentioned,
Let's go.
the Asmerian wisps can be encountered throughout the game, but there's also a new endgame map called the Asmeri Ranges, a mountain village. Where
Unless
the
they
Asmeri
change
once
something
lived,
with existing-
now overrun with corrupt monsters.
That looks
This map
crazy.
always has multiple
Like existing
Asmerian
ascendancies?
and familiar,
Then maybe.
yet not quite the same boss fight.
Oh, shoot. Thank you,
Asmerian
whoever
wisps
subbed.
can also be further modified by the endgame atlas tree as well, and by tablets. But I'm not going to be the one talking about those things. In order to cover all the new content in Endgame, I'm going to hand things over to Mark.
Hi,
Mark.
I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. There's a ton to talk about with the endgame today, so let's dig right in. Path of Exile 2's early access began with
Oh,
a brand
sick,
new
dude.
endgame, and it was clear that it needed a lot of work.
I don't know anything. This is my
After
first time
absorbing
looking
your
at stuff.
feedback, we're ready to make some epic changes.
All right, let's see. It looks
The
different.
first thing is, we just need a lot more content. In Dawn of the Hunt, we have made sure to focus on increasing the sheer number of interesting and different encounters you will randomly stumble into as you explore the endgame. And the second goal is to smoothen the progression through maps and reduce the amount of annoying busy work.
I like
to start
it.
with, let's talk about the new interesting stuff to find. Well, the most obvious thing to add are new maps. As well as the Asmeri Ranges that Jonathan mentioned earlier, Dawn of the Hunt also contains 7 other new maps,
Nice.
all with their own custom encounters. Let's start with this one.
The Feral Megaliths map starts off in the wild Ezomite forests. As you progress through the forest, you will find mysterious rune-carved stones that, when touched, surge with energy. After activating all the stones, you can find a grand henge, where all the energy is coalescing. You can then start an encounter. The area darkens, a storm moves in, and a concentration of energy summons a dangerous
That
monster.
looks sick.
You must fight and defeat the boss to get its rewards. Once you have defeated it, summon another. And another. And another. And another. You have 10 total waves of boss
Wow,
fights,
that's
which
all
get
it is? A
incrementally
boss?
more difficult.
A boss map?
If you manage to defeat them,
What?
you get full boss rewards, but also opportunities to get new runes. These can only be obtained from this map. The Fractured Lake contains
Wait,
a
what was that
surreal
map
waterscape
called, guys?
with
I
fractured
wanna know what
mirror-like objects
What's that map called?
and another carved stones that when this one, the Feral Megaliths map.
Okay, the
starts off in
Feral
wild
Megaliths
Ezomite
map.
forests.
That's a very important map.
The Fractured Lake contains a surreal waterscape with fractured mirror-like objects.
That's crazy.
As you move around the map, the terrain itself elevates from below,
Dude,
creating the ground you walk on.
Dude, that's
In this unique
crazy.
map, all the rare monsters are mirrored, so you're always fighting two of the same rare at the same time, which can prove quite difficult.
Oh,
If
and
you manage
very
to overcome
rewarding.
that challenge and make it to the end of the map, you'll be presented with a broken mirror, a powerful altar-like object that contains an item within it. The item contained within is a new base type, either an amulet or a ring, that can be crafted to have additional prefixes or suffixes at the cost of the other. The last unique map we'll show today is one based around the essence mechanic. You
Okay,
enter a
I feel
crystalline
bad, guys, but
cavern
I wanted to know the
like
names of them all.
objects. As you move around, waves of boss fights which get end from this map. The Fractured Lake contains
Fractured
a surreal
Lake.
waterscape
Okay.
with fractured mirror-like objects.
Oh my gosh,
As
these
you
are
move
sick,
around
dude.
the map, that's a base type.
These are
Either
so
an amulet
cool.
Or a ring that can be crafted to have additional prefixes.
Yeah, I
or
see that.
suffixes
That's
at the cost of
crazy.
the other. The last unique map
Oh
we'll
my
show today
gosh.
is one based around
The
the essence mechanic.
itemization is gonna be
You enter a
nuts.
crystalline cavern, and you will find a powerful map boss imprisoned in the center. It is surrounded by many rare monsters, also imprisoned in essences. By freeing and defeating the rare monsters, the essence they held will be upgraded to a greater essence, and be added to the imprisoned map boss.
I wonder how
Halfway
often we're gonna see these
How
maps.
many essences will you add to the boss? Overdo it, and you might lose everything. Underdo it, and you might regret it. It's your choice.
Wow.
Speaking of essences, alongside visual improvements, you're now able to apply Varlorbs to corrupt the essences, with a range of unpredictable outcomes.
Oh, that's sick.
It could increase the number of essences,
Let's go.
reroll all the essences
That's
to the
dope.
same type, or even upgrade the essences
this
to greater
update is
essences. What
Disgustingly
if they're already
good.
greater essences? Well, it can upgrade those too. We have 4 new corrupted essences. Essence of Hysteria, Delirium,
Oh,
Horror,
good. Good, good,
and
good, good.
Insanity.
What do they do?
Each corrupted essence has its own interesting combat mechanics. For example, the essence of Insanity causes you to question even your own mind, as monsters split into shadowy clones, and you must locate the real one before a devastating icy explosion freezes everything around it.
Oh, shoot.
Each of these has their own crafting outcomes. The essence of Insanity can be applied to a belt. It adds a mod that will ensure the next Varlorb used on the belt will guarantee adding 2 enchantments.
What? That's kind of cool. You get 2?
It's worth noting all the essences in the unique map can
Dude.
also be corrupted too, if you're willing to risk it. It's worth noting we have also added 10 extra
Let's
Atlas
go.
Castle
I
points
thought
you
they
can
might
earn
do
by
that.
completing
Let's
5
go.
different unique maps.
Now, new maps are just the beginning. We had a goal where we wanted to make sure you were constantly finding exciting new content, and that it could be
Oh
lurking
my
around
gosh,
any corner.
guys. This is nuts.
So, we have added a bunch of new things that you could stumble into in any map you run.
On your travels, you will sometimes encounter rogue exiles. Others like you who have been exiled and are openly hostile. Some are malicious, some are mad, while others
They
are
look
simply
strong.
fiends for loot. They will challenge you, a fight to the death. They use the same skills available to players and even the same items. They aren't just dressed up in those items.
They look
they're
so
actually
strong.
using them. It's going to feel like a true player versus player situation. Of course, if you are able to slay these exiles, those items will all drop on the ground. So if you encounter an exile using a powerful or valuable unique item, which you can see displayed under their life bar, you want to be damn sure you kill them. Because if they
Oh,
kill you
yeah, I
and
see
your
the
party,
ring.
they'll portal out, taking their items with them. Every fight
Dude,
will
that's
feel completely
hilarious.
different
That's
depending
so
on the items they come
good.
equipped with. These exiles are much smarter than your regular monster. They have capabilities to dodge roll, avoid your abilities with smart
Show some loot.
pathfinding, smart targeting, and much more action-packed gameplay. Fortunately, they're like you and they're not super durable. Unless, of course, they're wearing uniques like Kane's
Wow,
Heart.
that's so crazy,
In which
Demon.
case,
That's so
expect a longer
nuts.
battle.
No way.
There are 12 different rogue exiles you can find, each with their own skills and
Stop
personalities. Some may insult you, while
Oh,
others
it's the
may
12
admire your honor
classes.
in combat.
Another encounter you might stumble onto in Dawn of the Hunt are one of 4 new unique strongboxes.
Strongboxes are chests with modifiers. When you try to open them, they activate traps and spawn waves of monsters that you must defeat to access
That's so
the loot.
sick.
Let's take a look at 2 of the new unique boxes that are harder to find and behave just a little bit differently. The Ogham's Legacy Strongbox has a corpse splayed out in front of the rune-carved stone.
Okay.
Upon interacting with the stone, you activate Forbidden Ezomite magic, which revives the monster as a powerful rare. The Strongbox comes with a modifier which determines
Dude, I'm
how
so
many
happy they
times
just
you
worked on
can revive
Endgame.
that rare.
What a freaking G.
Each time you defeat the monstrosity, the Strongbox revives it again, adding an extra modifier to the monster. With each resurrection, it becomes more difficult, but also more rewarding.
Oh, it's kind of like,
This Strongbox is infused with thaumaturgy from ancient File technology.
Show you what it's
Ishard's
called.
Torment has a powerful artifact inside, and is guarded by Chaos itself. Defeating the monsters will grant you a unique item, with a specific corrupted outcome.
oh, that's
You'll have
dope.
to find the other 2 for yourself to see what they do.
Now, let's talk about the introduction to the endgame. Upon starting the endgame, Doriani tasks you with cleansing corruption
Wow.
to help restore the
That's
land.
crazy.
However, in practice, the quest objective just sent you on a grind to clear 15 maps. We wanted to make the quest to unlock your Atlas passives much more interesting.
Now, Doriani is tasking you with a more specific objective. On the Atlas, you will find areas of corruption caused by the beast.
Oh, the little red
In the
things?
center of each one, you will find
This,
a
I'm
corrupted
assuming?
nexus, the source of the affliction. In the areas leading up to the nexus, you will notice that corruption spills out from slain enemies and amalgamates into powerful monsters. Corrupted maps existed on the Atlas before, but we've done significant work on improving these monsters. We've also done a full pass on the modifiers on these maps to make them more interesting and more rewarding. Once you reach the Nexus, you'll have a new task: cleanse the source of corruption. When you defeat the last rare in those maps, they will spawn one of 3 terrifying bosses, amalgamations of corruption itself. After defeating that boss, Doriani will come and cleanse the corruption for good. As the remains of the boss are purged of corruption, it coalesces into raw crystallized power, which you can use to gain points for your Atlas passive skill tree, the upgrade system that allows you to add and enhance content in your maps.
Nice.
We didn't stop there though. When you complete a corrupted nexus, all of the remaining surrounding corrupted maps will become cleansed maps. Cleansed maps also have new monsters, a new boss, and their own set of modifiers and rewards, including finding fracturing orbs by slaying cleansed enemies.
What's fracturing orbs? What is fracturing orbs?
These orbs can be used in crafting on a rare item to cause one of its modifiers to become fractured. A fractured modifier is one that cannot be modified by any means. You are able to freely modify the item, ensuring the fractured modifier will never change. If you get the right item with the right mod, it can prove to be a very powerful crafting base indeed.
Ah.
You must now choose. Do you complete all the corrupted maps and then the
Wow.
Nexus? Or maybe you beeline to the
can
Nexus,
see how that could be very
complete
useful.
it, and do all the remaining maps cleansed. Both have rewards to entice you and challenges to
That's kind of
assess.
cool. I like that. Is that in PoE 1?
Now, let's have a talk about towers.
One thing we've had a lot of feedback on is the busy work around running towers and managing your tablets. The first change we've made here is that we have reduced the number of towers drastically, so there are now 1/3 as many as before, but we've made them much more powerful. To start with, tablets now inherently add twice as many mechanics, but that's not all.
That's
Running
dope.
higher tier maps and towers now increases the number of mechanics applied by tablets. By tier 15, the bonus is double, allowing a single tablet to now add 4 times as many mechanics as before.
What?
We're running far fewer towers, dealing with fewer tablets, and affecting even more maps than before. But because there are fewer towers overlapping with each other, you won't get as many opportunities to stack different tablets. In order to solve this, we've made it so that each tower can consume up to 3 tablets at once. You always get 1 slot on completing the tower, but if you can complete a tower with more mods on the waystone, you can unlock a 2nd or 3rd slot. Overall, this allows for even more juicing from towers, while drastically reducing the amount of busy work you have to do. On top of that, towers
That's
are much
so
more
cool.
interesting maps because they can now spawn with all mechanics, including bosses.
Each tower map has a new boss. Let's take a look at a couple here.
The boss fight of the Alpine Ridge map has 2 powerful witches
Oh,
contesting for
that's
territory.
really cool. I love that change
One
with
witch has
tablets.
an
That's a
affinity
really
for
good
ice,
idea.
The other, fire. Who will win?
I never thought of that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's such an easy thing.
The boss of the Sinking Spire map is a remnant of the Val that has been charged with lightning. It uses a full suite of lightning abilities. But be careful. If any of them hit the surrounding constructs, they will power up.
Another thing that we've seen a lot of feedback about is sustaining waystones. As we looked into it, we realized that the people who couldn't sustain waystones were dying a lot. A lot more than we had expected. And that made us realize something. During the campaign, the expectation is that you can die multiple times in order to learn how to overcome challenges. You are able to learn how the monsters behave, adapt to their skills, and eventually overcome them. But as soon as you get to the endgame, you're effectively no longer allowed to die if you want to sustain waystones. By the time you are getting towards the end of endgame, we want you to have to be careful not to die. But it certainly shouldn't be that we have such a sudden shift as you run your first maps.
The first change we're making is you can now respawn and return to a map if you die. Continuing from where you left off. When you start the endgame, you get up to 6 total attempts per map. As you add more modifiers to a waystone, the number of respawns goes down. This means that as you get to the point that you're running every waystone as a rare, you will have to be more careful.
Okay.
In parties, everyone gets to respawn that number of times.
Oh, nice.
But
That's
we still
cool.
think it's important that you can kill a boss in one go. In order to allow that to happen, we've made a change so that once you start the boss fight, it changes over to the same respawning system we use for pinnacle bosses. This means that the map owner can choose to respawn everyone at the same time. Another complaint we've seen a lot of is players not wanting to do the pinnacle content because of the experience penalty from dying. A change we've made here is that all pinnacle content now no longer grants experience, but also no longer removes experience on death either. Dawn of the Hunt also brings the first batch of Twilight Order reliquary keys from the early access supporter packs. These keys contain items selected by our supporters. They can contain any unique item found in Path of Exile 2. If the selected item is a pinnacle boss drop, then only special keys dropped by this content will be able to provide these items. For example, Hand of Wisdom in action can only come from a key dropped by Zesht. We're also making a change that allows pinnacle boss uniques to drop at any difficulty. Rarer uniques will be rarer at lower difficulties, but still possible to find. This applies to the drop chances for the reliquary keys from this content as well.
Oh, that's good.
We spoke about towers and tablets earlier, but we have also added a suite of unique tablets. Each of these adds crazy interactions to the maps influenced by it. For example, this unique tablet allows you to run any map in a tower's radius without requiring connections, which can be quite useful for jumping gaps and traveling around your elves.
Oh, to get different towers.
And this tablet causes all runic monsters spawned during expedition encounters to be duplicated.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Weakens all expedition monsters that emerge from the
Dude,
ground.
this update's nuts.
The Atlas tree has also been expanded, and you can find many of the new mechanics there.
Wait, I didn't understand that,
Improvements to
Demon.
existing
I gotta
ones.
understand that better.
For example,
These keys. So these give you rainbow skinned unique of any unique in the game. What does that mean?
of Twilight Order reliquary
Oh,
keys
they look
from early
cooler.
access
I'm
supporter
sorry.
packs.
That's all it is. Cosmetics?
These keys contain items selected by our supporters. They can contain any unique item found in Path of Exile 2. If the selected item is a pinnacle boss drop, then only special keys dropped by this content will be able to provide these items. For example, Hand of Wisdom in action can only come from a key dropped by Zesht.
Or foiled.
We're also making a change that allows pinnacle boss uniques to drop at any difficulty. Rarer uniques will be rarer at lower difficulties, but still possible to find. This applies to the drop
Still
charges
confused,
for
I
the
think.
reliquary keys from this content as well.
Above the mana pool.
Hand of Wisdom in action.
Yeah, I seen it. It's just
Drop, then only special keys dropped by this content will be able to provide these items. For example, Hand of Wisdom in action can only come from a key dropped by Zesht. We're also
so. What does that mean that it's green instead of a unique color? Oh, it's just a reskin unique. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought I was missing something. I didn't want to miss something. Thank you for explaining that, Demon. You the man. There won't be a season 8 for Diablo. All about PoE. It's the same game, Berto. Okay, they work the same. Well, we don't know yet. They might have changed them, though. I'm assuming the gloves have changed. These things are crazy, too. How do you get these tablets? I don't know if I listened to that good enough. How do you get these tablets? Unique tablets.
Each of these adds crazy interactions to the maps influenced by it. For example, this unique tablet allows you to run any map in a tower's radius without requiring connections,
Okay, well, how do you get these tablets, these unique tablets?
which can be quite useful for jumping gaps and traveling around your atlas. And this tablet causes
Tell us how to get 'em.
runic monsters spawned during expedition encounters to be duplicated, and weakens all expedition monsters that emerge from the ground. The Atlas tree has also been expanded, and you can find many of the new mechanics there, and improvements to existing ones too.
Dude, it is like 1,000,000,000%, 100,000,000,000% just to get to Endgame. No, I like FIFA too, man. I love Ted Lasso. I love soccer. I love football. Come on, baby. Yeah, this is actually really good because they kind of like, they don't really like give us everything. They let us go explore it, guess who? Like they let us go find it on our own. It's really cool.
Now, through this live stream, we have mentioned quite a few new crafting options that we've added. New runes, corrupted essences, fractured mods, and jewelry crafting bases. But we did have just one more crafting system to talk about. Recombination.
Expedition was the only in-game mechanic that was lacking a crafting system, so that needed to change. Recombination is a mechanic that might be familiar to some players.
I've never seen it.
It allows you to merge two items together, hoping to get the best elements of each on a single new item. This new crafting method will be unlocked as you complete your first expedition, and requires artifacts found during expeditions to fuel it. The rarer the mods on the item you are combining, the more expensive the cost.
That wraps up all the major in-game changes we're
Wow.
talking about today. With all the system changes
wow.
and new content, we can't wait to get in there, start blasting maps,
is crazy,
and obliterating
guys.
monsters. There is one more thing we wanted to clarify before we move on, which is that all the content we've talked about today will be made available in the existing early access leagues, so you can play your existing characters. However, there will be new leagues made for those who wish to start in a fresh economy. It is recommended to start over and get the full new experience in the Dawn of the Hunt leagues.
Wow, that's crazy. They're letting people play their characters and then everything's the same. It takes two items, takes mods off each, and puts them together on a single item. I think that's really cool, Demon.
For all our existing early access players, we're really looking forward to joining you playing in this new update. For those who don't already have access, and are interested in playing Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt, you are able to at any time purchase an early access supporter pack at www.pathofexile2.com. Additionally, the Paladin and Penance supporter packs are now available to purchase in Path of Exile 2.
Bro, I won't have that much time to play both games, Berto. No way. There's no chance.
And contain 6 microtransactions each.
I gotta
and the
play
full pack's
this.
Face value in points.
I gotta play
All the
this.
microtransactions contained within these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. Thank you so much for your ongoing support.
Wow. Wow. So all right, so we gotta see if there's anything else they release while I this is crazy, guys. Oh yeah. Dude, people shouldn't be playing the old one. I might have to tell everyone. Don't be playing that old stuff. Play the new stuff. All right, let's see what else. Did anything else come out that recently? Dude, this is crazy. Oh, this came out.
We as Mary are guided by the Spirit.
Wait, did I already
It
see
provides
this?
prey, shelter, the Spirit to defend all our loved.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Matter the cost.
But you could go on there and like test some other builds, you know what I'm saying? Like you could go on there and test builds and see if it's like any good if you wanted to. Yeah, this was the start. This was nothing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go through the whole Q&A, I guess. Anything else? Dude, this is crazy. I kind of go. I want to break down some stuff. I kind of want to. Wow. Wait, are they still talking? Oh no, they're not. Yeah, I wonder why they didn't do anything with people. Well, I mean, the full game's not out yet. It wouldn't make sense to like put out PvP because of balancing it things. Dude, this looks nuts. Where is it?
The ritualist has embraced the darker side of his merry traditions by harnessing the power of animal sacrifice and plague. The corrupted life force skill causes all enemies around you to grow volatile blood boils on their skin.
Okay, nobody's gonna use that.
When those enemies are slain, the boils will burst, spreading corrupted blood to all enemies.
I like starting over, Berto. I'm with you on that.
The ritualist also excels in taking
This
advantage
is
of magical trinkets.
insane. You get a whole nother ring.
Unfurled finger skill allows you to equip an additional ring on a finger around your neck. Taking Mystic Attunement increases the bonuses of all the rings and amulets you have.
What? Dude, these right here are nuts. All right, what else would you use?
Now this is one of my favorites. As the Whispers Ask grants you a new skill.
I don't care about
Ritual
this.
Sacrifice.
I wouldn't care about
Use
that.
the skill on the corpses of slain rare monsters to absorb the power in their blood, to give you one of their modifiers for a short time. Specialize further into ritualistic sacrifice with As the Whispers Demand, which allows you to perform that skill on yourself instead of a corpse. Cut your own hand, sacrificing some of your own blood to empower yourself. The Amazon Ascension is for those looking to hunt.
I mean, it didn't tell us. Well, real quick, guys. It didn't tell us what these are, though. Like, we don't know what these are. But these right here are absolutely insane. I wish we could see more, though. Because it just tells us that these As the Whispers Demand. I was not impressed by the Tactician. This one? I was not impressed by this, unless I'm missing something. Pin enemies cannot perform actions. Pin enemies. Grants supporting skill supporting fire. This looks crazy, though. This looks really good. The Lich looks really good. Oh, it is? I mean, it doesn't look like as fun as some of these other ones.
Will shoot up. The Necromantic Conduit skill causes you and allies in your presence to have unholy might, granting extra damage as chaos damage.
Dude, chaos damage is going to be a thing with the Lich.
Rupture the Soul makes enemies you curse explode with chaos damage when slain.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Dude, that's going to be like Detonate or not Detonate Dead. This is still cool, though. This is still cool.
Dominion over Flesh allows you to apply an additional curse.
So you can have 3 curses now. Oh my
It's
gosh.
safe to say you'll be the true master of the
They're going to be like the best support class with 3 curses. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Spiritborn too.
occult by choosing the Lich class. So Dawn of the Hunt has the Huntress and 5 new Ascension classes.
Wait,
but
they
it
missed
doesn't
one.
end
Isn't there a hunter too?
The Tactician is a form. Take this one. There's so many choices. Think of it like you're crafting your unable to equip armor can be enhanced too. Using the bracing power from the
Wait, mercenary, witch. Oh, and 2. Oh, okay. 2
Smiths of the
Amazon.
Tower are master blacksmiths and have the ability to forge their weapon, quite literally. Using the again.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Magic Find. That's gonna be your. You're gonna want a witch in your group. I think I'm gonna make an Amazon. I mean, an Amazon. I'm gonna make a huntress, and then make the lich. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, and you could do whatever you want.
Animal sacrifice and play.
I don't know. I have a feeling. Probably. Yeah, probably. That means the final game's not gonna come out forever, like a year and a half.
The corrupted life force skill causes all enemies around you to.
Oh, what was this one? Oh, the ritual. I'm gonna make a ritual. I'm gonna make a ritual and a lich. Maybe Druid comes to mid-season patch. That'd be cool. Yeah, that's weird that they didn't introduce 2 classes. Do you think they could have did 2, 2, and 2? I don't know. This ritual looks freaking sweet. And the lich. This is cool too.
Or a few of the more powerful monsters.
This is dope.
You can combine them with your existing skeleton minions, or summon exclusively specters. It's all up to you and how you want to customize your army of the undead. Given that there are hundreds upon hundreds of monster variants and
Dude, that's so cool. The specters. Did they give a date, Demon? Man, there's so much cool stuff, guys. Probably not. Probably not, Berto. Look at all these support gems. Before Friday. Gosh, what's the calendar say? A long month. Yeah, Friday's the 4th. Holy crap. Wow. 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 So let's see if any websites have gathered information faster. Sometimes these websites get like more information. Dude. Hunt. Dude, nobody's got anything. Oh, wait. Yeah, they don't really got much. I was like looking at this website. These are all uniques we knew about. Yeah, we knew about all these. This is old news. Dude, this is great. It said 12 p.m. PDT. So that's for me, that's 3 p.m. Eastern. For real. For real, for real.
Unsteady tempo. Let's look at some examples.
Let's look at these uniques. All right. 126 increase armor. They didn't talk about armor, did they? That's my 12th time. 38 to fire resist. Gain 1% damage as fire damage per chance to block. That's kind of dope. Dude, what is this? How is this even a thing? It gives you all the skills? Enemies in your presence have no elemental resistance. Enemies in your presence have no elemental resistance. Dude, this thing's amazing. Is this going to be the rarest thing you could get? Holy crap. I wonder if the heralds are going to work for the spears. I would assume they would. I don't know. Life and mana flask can be equipped in either slot. That's not that cool. All right, let's look at the spear. Adds physical damage. This is an early game spear. Cannot use projectile attacks. It's your melee only with that one. Buckler. Oh, infinite projectile parry range. Parry range. Wow. Do all the new crafting stuff. I wish I could highlight over this and see everything it is. Dude. It's like we're going to have to figure it all out. I don't know about this thing. I'm on the fence about this.
In Dawn of the Hunt, we're adding the Summon Rower skill. Summon your friendly rower to aid you in combat as a minion. You can also mount your rower in combat at any time, allowing you to move at full speed, even while shooting arrows or throwing spears. Be wary though, if you take too much damage,
Is it
while riding your
faster?
mount, you can be knocked off and get overwhelmed. It's worth keeping an eye on your stagger bar, as falling off
I don't know what the
mountain
row
is
is
almost certain
for.
death. On the topic of new ways to enhance your character, let's talk about support gems. Support gems are used to modify your skill wisps, which can be found throughout both the campaign and the endgame.
Dude, the spears are going to be sick.
Made itself present in Rayclast, and
I'm
it
so
appears to
pumped
be
about
trying
the
to warn,
spears.
or maybe prepare us for the coming darkness. You will first encounter a manifestation of it in the Grellwood in Act 1, where you'll meet Delwyn, and his Mary Hunter, who is trying to find out what exactly is causing the spirit to behave this way. As you approach the wisp, it will flee, leading you.
Dude, we could already start like building. Okay, let's just go to. They probably don't have it yet, but do they even put it on there? No, they don't even have it on there yet. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Wait, is it going to be here? Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah, this is. Or is it going to be here? I forget which one it's going to start at. Give me one of these two. Oh my gosh. This class is going to be so fun. 100% going like this. So the frenzy charges work. class is gonna be sick. Oh my gosh.
Past monsters.
Oh.
Any monsters it comes into contact with are infused by it, making them more powerful. Each spirit is associated with a specific revered animal within his Mary culture. This one.
All right. Berto. That's it. I just wanted to. I'm going to log off. I'm going to look into the content, see if I want to make any separate content videos about it. But thanks for hanging out, Berto. Demon. All the best. Can't wait to play. It's going to be nuts. We're going to have a good time. Be freaking awesome. Oh, look at that. They break it down so good. Look how good they break it down. Love it. All right. Later, guys. I'll see you later.